Hello, everybody, and welcome to GQUAT back in the summertime edition. Woo! Summer is back, everybody. I hope you guys are staying cool. I was busy. I was sitting here, cool, calm, and collected, and I said, "Oh, I just have to wait to go live." And then I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute! I don't have my extra little fan out here. Here in Connecticut, it is 93 degrees today. And guess what? It's so hot here that the schools are closing at half a day because a lot of them in Connecticut don't have air conditioning. Some places they have air conditioning, but up where Yankee Sister is, their kids are getting out half a day. How do I know? Because she called me this morning and she told me. Let me scroll back to the top because Rachel Unbiased LLC came in bright and early. She's working. Let me see if I can pull up the chat. Maria Graham, Lorraine Thomas, Mike's Chaotic Gardening, Cheryl Faulkner. Hello, everybody. Hello. So I am going to, let's see, I have my phone off. Seems like you run around, you get ready, everything is ready, and then at the last minute, happy Mac, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I know most people are in the bushes because depending on where you are, it's 4 o'clock. Even on the East Coast, it's people who work are working. And on the West Coast and Central Time, everybody's doing what everybody does during the day. I appreciate you checking in. I appreciate each and every one of you in the bush. Just do the thumbs up, please. I would appreciate that. It helps the algorithms and it helps the channel to grow. A lot of people say, well, oh, she's got such a small channel. I do. But good friends become family, and family is everything. G Mama grows hard in the garden. What's up? Hello, G Mama, and thank you for coming. I am looking at you guys on on the screen. So, how is the weather where everybody is? Are you okay? Are you staying cool? Are you? Oh, Maria Gariam, thank you. This top was one of the things I pulled out at the last minute. I was going to put on this other little top, but it was leopard. I said, I think I've worn leopard the last 2 or 3 weeks, at least one day a week. And then I said, well, it's kind of tight fitting. I'm not going to wear this. Or it's like, honey, does it make me look fat? I'm talking to Mr. Hershey, of course. It rained in South Carolina today. It didn't rain in Connecticut, and I was outside watering my garden. And you know what? I have something so exciting to tell you. And while I was gardening, I sat down where my little chair is in the back. Some of you know I have a community garden. Cheryl Faulkner says 92 today, getting humid again, looking for rain tomorrow. Wow. I went down and I sat on my chair in my little community garden, and it's up on this old pallet, which I need a new one. I asked one of the neighbors if he could help me because thick girl, Auntie Ellen, it I guess it's been there a couple of years. It decided it couldn't take the weight and it cracked. I almost fell through it. But then I was looking and it has some big leaves. I planted, let's see, Cushaw squash. I planted patty pan. I planted several types of squash. Happy Max in upstate New York. It's 88 and humid. Praying for a change in the weather, just not snow. I feel you on that. When it snows around here, this is a senior community. I'm the only one outside in my Fims, my fake Tims, walking around the snow with Mr. Hershey. So I looked down. I was sitting on my chair, na na na. That's my happy place. Nam yo ho renge ho. I don't chant or anything, but I'm sitting there. Sissy Auntie Joanne says it's hot, 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 hot. It'll be cool when I get there. So I'm looking at the pallet underneath and I'm like, what is that? Is that a dead animal under there? Mike's Chaotic Gardening says it's 66. Finally got Minnesota weather. It's been 100 all summer. Well, that's because your weather came over here. Guess what I found? Yankee Sister said oppressive heat, 100 degrees. Oh my. And I'm sitting on my little chair and I thought I saw a dead animal underneath the pallet. Maria Graham picked her sweet potatoes today. I can't wait to see them. Let me show you what I picked. It wasn't a dead animal. Dun, 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 dun. I had an acorn squash in my garden. An acorn squash. The only one I've gotten, although this is my second generation because I grew it from seeds. I shared some of the seeds with my friends and family. Yankee Sister said she's getting the heats now. What a relief. Yay, Yankee Sister, look at this. It's not quite ripe enough. It should have been a little while longer, but guess what? The groundhogs, the chipmunks, the squirrels, they were not getting not empty of Auntie Ellen's squash. I brought it right inside. It was so, when they get ripe, the stem is a little bit looser. I had to turn this baby around and around and around she goes. And where she stopped will be right in my little paw. You can see where one side is lighter, the other is green. But I got him. Oh, there's a channel called C&B Outdoors where the guy does lots of hunting and fishing. And whenever he catches something, he says, got him. God saved this one just for me. The critter, I didn't get much out of my garden this year, hardly anything. But I got this. La 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 la. I put it on one of my good china plates just to take a presentation picture. But you know what? You know what's better than having a garden? Dun, 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 dun. It's gardening friends. Gee, Mama says that squash is cute. Yes, I'm going to bake him in the oven with some brown sugar and oil, maybe some coconut oil and cinnamon. And she's going to be so good. Actually, it's 2 meals for me because I maybe eat a half at a time and dropping stuff. But what's better than gardening is gardening friends. And I didn't bring everything over because, when you have rotator cuff issues and lifting stuff above your head, I don't have any helpers around here. So when I keep lifting stuff over my head, I'm looking at my hair, it's getting crunchy and shrivelly from all this heat. And so I took pictures of what my gardening friends brought me. Let me see. How do I turn it sideways? Oh, these phones kill me. There's a thingy where it's supposed to turn by itself. Let's see if it does. You guys, excuse me. We're having technical delays. Oh, there it is. Can you see this? This is a drop off from my dear friend Yankee Sister. Yesterday, she brought me, this is a message, a quart of homemade tomato sauce, 2 pints of stewed tomatoes, some pickled cucumbers. What else? Oh, string beans. Oh, and the tomatoes. Tomatoes. They are vine ripened. So good. I accidentally ate 2 of them before I even took the picture. The rest are in the fridge. Aren't these nice? Yankee Sister is the best neighbor, sister, friend. Oh, they are so good. And they're peak ripeness. Just peak everything. I didn't have any tomatoes in my garden. I haven't harvested not actually I did two Paul Robeson rotate rotation lock off. Yes, I took it off my what is that noise over there? Is that you, Mr. Hershey? What are you doing? What are you doing? We saw at the park Deliciosos, Maria Graham says, Mr. Hershey and I were in the park this morning before we went to the garden. I get up every morning. Hi. Oh, you heard me talking about you? You want to say hello to our friends and neighbors? So here he is. He just wants to say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Mr. Hershey's actually blind now, but he took care of me when I couldn't see, so I take care of him. He heard me say Mr. Hershey when we were in the park, and there was a lady. She was visiting her mom, and she had a little white and brown Shih Tzu. Mr. Hershey is a service dog, and it was the cutest little dog, Sissy. He looked like Angel. Auntie Joanne has a Shih Tzu named Angel, who is nowhere near an angel, not an angel. And the lady who had this little Shih Tzu in the park, she said, he's tiny. So yes, he was. I was looking for a small Shih Tzu that I could handle. I just harvested the last of my champagne bubble tomatoes. GQUAT, you like my blouse? This is a whole outfit, David. David, and it's actually a caftan. I wanted something that would be loose on my legs. I didn't want any shorts on, no leggings, no nothing, just air, just air, just air. So yeah, so Hershey met a new friend, and he will see Auntie Joanne and Uncle Roscoe soon, and Angel, because I have my ticket for Arizona already. Did I buy a new air conditioner? No, I thought summer was over. Did I buy a new phone? Yep, so I could talk to you guys. But I did not get my new AC. I'm not getting it until next year. I'm going to have to do without. Let the budget be what the budget is. One thing I wanted to tell you guys, I made a new label. I will show it to you. I didn't like that ratchety. Let's see, where is it? That the label that I made last week for my grandfather's quilt. And I just wanted to tell you guys, if you make something and it's not up to par, you are your own first critic. Don't let somebody else tell you that it's not right. Fix it yourself. If it's some stitches that need to be pulled out, some stitches that need to be pulled out, pull them out. Pull them out. So I don't know if you remember last, well, I'll show you the one I did now. This is the new label. Trying to hold it still in the light so that there's no glare. There it is. So I made a new quilt. I know I'm holding my phone crooked for the Grandpap Charlie quilt made with a piece of his shirt. And you see, I made an arrow on it, and everything is handmade. It looks much better. Hello, Robyn Murphy. Hey, Susan Blissful Off Grid in Arizona. You made it for the live. So this is the new label, and I put some red around it. It's not all crooked, it's the way the photo is. So Maria says, well done. So this one looks like something I would be proud of. And since the quilt is handmade, I wanted it to have an entirely handmade label, not one, that I bought from somewhere else. And speaking of that, I want to show you something else I fixed. This is a quilt block. It's going to actually be a casserole dish, and it was in my UFO pile. What is a UFO? Hello, Erica Taylor. Thank you for coming and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I made this block when I was legally blind, and there were two pieces in here somewhere. One was turned around backwards, another one was turned around backwards. And I said, well, nobody's going to notice it. But you know what? I noticed it. So today I picked it out and I fixed it. And this will go in my pile of things or giveaway or something for a casserole dish. A casserole dish. Hello, Bayou Sugar. How are you doing? I've been watching you. I can't remember what I saw. I see so many videos, so many videos. I go crazy. I go crazy. I always give the thumbs up. I try to trek back and leave at least three little hearts. Thank you, David. This is nice, GQUAT. Thank you very much. So, and it really, when I send you guys little gifts, they're little things. No, they're not like a quilt. I can't afford to give everybody a quilt. But Susan, Blissful Acres, David saying hi, pink hand waving. But, it would be easy for me to give like a $5, $10 cash app. By the time I buy fabric and I use good fabrics, take my time to sew it, put it in the box, take it to the mailbox, and they charge an arm and a leg for every little thing and send it to you. I can't mail anything from Connecticut for $5. Yankee sister and I have a system. We drop stuff off for each other. G Mama Grows loves her quilt. Thank you. I'm glad you do. And so when you get something from me, no matter how small it is, it's a labor of love. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. So by now, GT Junior Alaska, I don't think he's on here, but he should have gotten his handmade card that he won a couple of weeks ago with the challenge with the Great Wall of China. He guessed it, and so did Ellen Campbell. I mailed theirs out, but it seems like the postcards take longer than anything to get where they're going. They take forever. And what wasn't too heavy to carry from Yankee Sister's garden is this black cherry tomato. Guess what? Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my goodness. That was so good. No salt, no nothing, just deliciousness. So Yankee Sister said, it is delicious. It is delicious, Yankee Sister. Share. Uh-oh. The others are, no, they're not cold. I'll go get one on the way over and show it to you all. I have a few left. I'll be right back. Right back. Excuse me, Mr. Hershey. Stepping over you won't fall on you. Here you go, you guys. I have these left. You better save what GQuad gives you. It might be worth some money one day. You never know. You never know. Aren't these just beautiful? Here, you guys. I'll share with you. You got it? My nails look a hot, ratchet mess. I've been digging in the garden. What you figure? She's a legend. Oh, thank you, David. You're just being kind. You're just being kind. But like they say on the cooking channels, here we go. I'm not biting it in half because it'll probably squish. I'm gonna shove the whole thing in my mouth. Mm, mm. That one was so sweet. Made my eyes water. Mm. Okay, Ellen Panky, do not talk with food in your mouth. I'm trying to hurry up, but I tell you, I have. You know what? Honestly, I'm not a legend, but in the quilting community, a lot of people know me for my quilting. A lot of people know me for my quilting. I love to quilt. They are delicious. You had some this summer. Look at K9 showing out. what did he say? LO9K at Burr. I don't know what that means, but maybe David is speaking another language. I have a mail haul I want to show you guys. So it's actually from myself to myself because I am eating healthier and I'm eating less. Well, on Meatless Monday, I also go do other vegan meals and vegetarian meals. So I bought some nutritional yeast so that I could substitute. Hello, Garden State Gardener Joe. Thank you for coming and welcome. Joe is my neighbor just over the bridge in New Jersey there. So I got some nutritional yeast so that I can cut out on some cheeses. That's one of my weaknesses. I love good stuff, good food. So what else is it? Oh, you know what, you guys? This is not food, but I want to tell you something. Lead Farmer always says when you get a package from Amazon, open it. So a couple of weeks ago, I ordered 6 of the half-gallon canning jars. I don't can in them. My grandmother used to because we had a big family. She had a big family. My grandmother had 10 kids, and then other people always ate over or whatever. And back in the day, people say now, well, I only have enough for my kids. I only have enough. We always had extra food. Anybody who was in our house or near our house growing up could come to dinner. We always had a garden and there was always plenty. But my grandmother used to can in jars like this her peaches, her sauerkraut, everything would be so little. But what I wanted to tell you why I have the single jar is that I didn't get 6 jars in my. I didn't get. David Corey say stop eating those grapes on camera. I didn't get 6 jars. I only got 5. I would not have even known. I would not have even known. So they asked me if I wanted my money back or if I wanted a jar. If I didn't want the jars, I wouldn't have bought 6 jars. I needed several jars, but this was what was in the budget for now. So I got these. I got these. And so I actually have a couple of boxes over there, but I'm not going to open them right now because I want to work on a project with you. One thing I want to talk about next is show and tell. And what do I keep my rulers in? My rulers, oops, I need a tissue. My rulers, I don't have any pegboards or anything like I used to have in the studio. So I want to show you something that I made years ago that would hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that will hold 10 rulers. And you guys who are always saying, I don't sew, I don't sew. Oh, that's not a man thing. Oh, I have some friends that are visiting in Africa and they were in the market and then they were downtown and it wasn't African dreaming even though they're there. The men are the ones who do the sewing in other countries. Hello, the jewelry spot. Hello, thank you for coming. And the men have these treadle sewing machines like Mike's Chaotic Gardener said he learned on, and it takes a man or two to carry those heavy things. And they're downtown sewing over there and working with those treadle sewing machines, making all kinds of stuff. But what I want to show you is this is Auntie Ellen's ruler board that I made myself in wood shop at the community college. I had a nice piece of wood left over. Looks like it might have been oak or maybe some of that aged pine. You can see all the rings in it. Some of that yellow pine had a lot of rings. And I took the router and I just went down and I made 5 furrows on this side, 5 on this side. And what you do is you put the rulers in like this. None none of the rulers are this wide. Actually, this ruler still has my label on it from North Carolina because that's where I was when I made this. It's not signed. I have to sign it. Oh, one day when I'm famous, this was good quality wood, Yankee sister. I love, just like I love good fabric, I love good wood. I love nice wood. So I would take my pickup truck, my 1985 Ford F-150, and I would go to the lumber shop, the big box store. Which one was it? It was Lowe's in North Carolina. And I would stop by the wood shop before going to class. I couldn't even get all that wood out. I would have sheets of plywood, that good oak. Oh my goodness, they were so heavy. Hey, Unbiased. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? How you doing? And then all the guys in the shop would help me unload the wood and put it on the different machines to rip it and make it smaller sizes. And I enjoyed that. I had all kinds of nails. Thank you, Joe Garden State Gardener. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So I'm looking to see if anything else I had over here for show and tell. I appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. And those of you in the bushes, those of you who are coming for the first time, those of you who are members, and and not least of all, the moderators. I thank you so, so much. I was very computer challenged when I came on, and I actually put the live up for the next. You can start important comments so you remember to discuss them in the show. Okay, so I don't know what I did with the other comments now, but I will. There they are, or not. I'm clicking on things. It says 5 comments. So I guess they moved up in the chat. So today, what I wanted to discuss with you is how to upcycle old denim into an apron. And an apron, you all, okay. Oh, I see what's going on. There's the rest of the chats. Black cherry tomatoes are so good. Hi, Resilient Dad. Thank you for coming. You're the only one that heard what, Yankee sister. Are you guys being bad in the background again? Oh, and you know what? Since it's September, since I saw you, we went. My mom had her 92nd birthday, and we had such a nice time. I posted some of the videos, and she was there. And my branch of the family has 6 living generations. My mom, me, and my daughter. That's 3. Then my granddaughter, my great granddaughter, which would be her great great granddaughter, and my great great grandson. What a blessing! What a blessing! And to see this little boy, 3 years old, and my family's very tall. I'm not. My brothers are like 6'2", 6'3", maybe 6'4", and his grandfather, Uncle Cam, is 15. He's 6'2". But to see this little boy with all these grown men, he's not intimidated. You hear about people saying about little men syndrome, all this. This guy, I don't know how tall he's going to be, but he is not going to be afraid of anything. Yankee, you heard you, girl. Don't be acting brand new. You're all acting up in the background. So I'm going to take a sip of water, and then I'm going to go over and show you some of this denim we're going to work on. Yep, woohoo 92. She was Oh, And mommy's not, we don't give her a lot of sugar. There were 3 cakes and some strawberries that were dipped in chocolate made by my great great granddaughter. I have a short. If you go to my channel, it should only be like 2 or 3 videos. It's not even actually a short. It's like a video. I could have only done 1 or 2 this week since then. Hola, Rudy Erajita. Thank you for coming. Wash those black cherry tomatoes down. And Yankee sister, you saved the day. I didn't even have any tomato sauce in the house from the grocery store. So up we go. And I don't have on pure leopard today, but I just noticed that this top has leopard in it. We love leopard. Okay. Mommy's cake had a picture of her on it. Actually, I will show you guys that because you know why? It's such a blessing for me to be my age, to be almost 75 and still have your mother living. So my mother, my mother's actually, if I could share this with you guys, just because it's special, I'm going to see if I can turn the, well, it should turn. I turned that thing on the phone, but I will do it anyway. That's mommy. Her screen name when she was on the computer herself was Jazzy Clara. Jazzy Clara. So we had her picture put on the cake. Oh, here it is. A sideways one of Mommy Dearest. And then she was sitting next to me. I can't tell her no. If it's not a life death emergency, I'm not going to tell her no. Look at her being silly. They were telling her to smile. Look at her stretching her mouth open, just being silly, having fun. Then there were other cakes. I made her a set of pillowcases in leopard because she likes it. But I wanted to show you the other cake that was, oh, and some chocolate covered strawberries made by my great granddaughter, which was her great great granddaughter. So we all cook, which goes back to the GQUAT, the garden, quilt, and art traditions, because why? This is a family tradition. This is another handmade birthday cake by a close friend of the family who grew up with my granddaughter and has always cooked. So, yeah, we got good genes. Hey, Tracy, passionately in tree arts. So, let's go to the denim. I had an old dress that I cut apart. Mike, you got part of it. Marie Graham says she show is. Thank you. Beautiful looking cakes. They were cakes, but I was sitting next to mommy, and the big sheet cake was half chocolate, half yellow cake. Then it was marbled in the middle, so you could pick if you want a chocolate cake or the yellow cake. And my mother kept like she was trying to pinch a piece of it. I couldn't tell her no. So my daughter went up and got the paper plate that mommy had and just said, "Oh, thanks, mom." And then she takes it and cuts it in half. She was really just getting it away from mommy. But if I did that, mommy would have probably popped me. So let's get to upcycling old denim, whether it's old pants, whether it's an old dress. I'm going to show you Rachel Unbiased LLC, and Tracy Passionately Intrigued Arts. I've got tons boxes. It's over there. I've got boxes of jeans that I've already started taking apart, and I'm going to recycle them into quilts and things. This is a jean dress, and the top part I have already cut into pieces because I made postcards out of it. This is a embroidered patch that I'm going to use to put my name on the pocket. So, without further ado, let's get started. Oh, one thing I want to show you guys, those of you who have, oh, this flicked on this picture. I want to show you guys this one picture. This is little Rylan with his grandfather in the purple shirt, and my brother, Uncle Bill. You see these big old guys? It is just so nice to see little boys being nurtured and loved on by grown men and teaching him. And then when he does something he's not supposed to, oh, they tell him, hey, right, no, man, no. And it's nice for a young man, a boy, to hear a bass in somebody's voice, or just to get that look where don't go another further. And we grew up with my dad in the house. I'm trying to find you guys in the chat. Okay, it says I'm live here, so I can see what you guys are doing in the background. So now it's coming out. David Corey says yes. G Mama Go says the embroidery is awesome. GQUAT, you bad girl. Auntie's people are beautiful people. But you know what? Growing up, my mother never told us, oh, you're pretty, you're this, you're that. It didn't matter what you looked like on the outside. What mattered was how you were on the inside. That's how we were treated. My dad always said, I love you. I love you all. I love all you girls. He loved the boys too. But guess what? That was just that kind of hard dad we had. He wasn't going to kiss the boys, and he wasn't going to tell them that. That was just his thing. But we always knew we were loved. Little ones need the wisdom from their older relatives. Yes, yes. So the top part of this dress is cut off. I want to show you something. Those of you who have rotary cutters, a rotary cutter is a round thing. I don't have one over here right now unless I get a big one. And I want you to see that. I'll be careful picking this one up. Do you see this one, Tracy and Rachel? This one is just like having other scissors that keep it from fraying. Get some of that wisdom, Yankee. Yankee sister, no, she's welcome to come over here anytime. Just like she drops the pinking shears, just like she drops stuff off, she's welcome anytime. Anytime. I've got extra beds. She doesn't even have to go home. She can spend the night if she wants to. I've got space. So I'm going to tilt this down because I'm going. Are you saying, oh, the blade, unbiased? Yes. This, I'll tell you what, I'll get a rotary cutter. Hold on, you guys. Here comes Auntie Ellen. I try to clean up and not have a bunch of jumble. It is sort of like a pastry cutter. So this is what a rotary cutter looks like. And it has lots of, these are the ones that you buy like at the store. You can also get some at Dollar Tree. I'm opening it carefully because there's a little piece in there that can get lost. Ask me how I know, or ask me how many I've lost. And the rotary cutter never worked right. It's this little thing that goes inside there. Then you open this up. You take this little part off. And then very carefully take the blade out. I'm looking for those of you who don't have one, get a pair of these. These are not the best. I actually have meat cutters gloves. Meat cutters gloves. And you put, but these will help. These will do something. And you put it on your non cutting hand, you guys. You put it on your non cutting hand. All right. I'm going to leave this hand open because I want to put the new blade in and show you how it goes. Oh, there's always something in the stores to take your money. Lorraine T told me about a sale. I'm just being quiet because I'm paying attention because these are razor blades and I want to make sure that I'm not putting my hand in harm's way while I'm talking. Okay. And then you put this little thing back on. And you put the top back on. All right. Just putting it down so that I can see and not stick my hand on the sharp part. Okay. Okay, so then it looks sort of like this. Hello, Eritabe Gardens. Thank you for coming and welcome. David got an Amazon package. So this is what it looks like, and this is what the edge looks like. And I will show you on a piece of paper because I don't want to get up and leave you guys anymore. So I don't have everything. Yankee, what you talking about? Zigzag? Zigzag is something that does just that. Like you zig and you zag on the car in the car or something. Well, they have zigzag scissors. They have pinking, they call them pinking shears, and this is what pinking shears look like. They look like zigzag. I don't have everything, but I've been on this earth a long time, so I've been working a long time and collecting things a long time. But now it's time to say goodbye to all my lovely things. So I'm going to cut across the edge of it. Check this out. You see this? This is how it cuts the fabric. And oh, those are pinking shears. I said the wrong thing. Wait till you get my age. If you still have teeth and can talk, David, if you still have teeth and can talk, you might call it different things. They are pinking shears, not zigzag shears. I stand corrected. Okay, so these do the same thing as pinking shears. And they have scalloping shears. I used to have a pair of scalloping shears. These pinking shears are actually 60 years old because I had those when I was in high school, but I'm just showing you this because it keeps, when you cut your edges and cut your fabric, it keeps them from raveling. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now Mr. David knows so much. She tried to trick us. No, I didn't. Just the mind is a terrible thing to waste. You saying one thing and thinking about the next thing, and then in the guys in the audience are talking to you and you forget your place. Tried to trick us. No, they're not. They're not zigzag shears. They're pinking shears. They're pinking shears. Thank you. Thank you, Unbiased. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to take this dress and I cut I cut the hem off. You ordering some today? Thanks, Queen. You're welcome, Rachel. And I have already used my zigzag. No, I'm just messing with David. I cut but took the pinking shears. I cut this off. Why? This was just the hem of the dress, or either the slit. This might have been the slit because I've been known to wear some pretty high slits in my dresses, but this looked like it might have been the slit. But what I'm going to do is use this around my neck. But I decided I don't want to have to slip my head in and out. So I'm going to go to the hardware store and get some things and put holes in them and put holes in them so that I don't have to. But what I'm going to do is take this dress apart, and why I'm going to make an apron, because it already has two pockets in the front for the pockets. And I'm going to take this part and cut it to make a pocket to go across the top, and I'm going to put my name on it because sometimes I go out to other things, or it might be a farmer's market or something, and then I have my name on my pocket, the top pocket, and I'm just using what I have. That's the fun of it, using what you have. So let my to make my smart behind David Corey, and we're going to cut the seams with the scissors. Keep it moving, Yankee. Who's a Yankee? You must be talking to the sister on the floor, on the flow. So I'm going to cut this with this and go up the side. It's actually hard to cut this denim, but because there's also a seam in there, but I'm going to cut up along the side of it because it won't ravel. And it's a tighter cut than the other one with the blade. David is a whole mess. David's always starting trouble. I didn't make it, trouble man. I didn't make it, baby. Playing by the rules. I come up hard, but that's okay. Do any of you guys know that song, Trouble Man? For you karaoke singers, there was one version of Trouble Man that I used to really, really love. Trouble Man. That's you, David Corey. So now I'm cutting this by hand because whatever piece I use for all these other pieces, this is a lot of denim. Could I do these with jeans? Of course I can. But with the jeans, you have to sew the center seam back together again. And since this is a dress, you don't have to sew the fly or sew the legs back together again. So here we go. Whoa. Woo, That was a job. You should have been here, David, to help. So I was cutting through all these seams. Yankee, I think they come to my channel just to cut up. This is a promise and a threat, David. When you can, one of these days when you go live and I'm awake, it's not my nap time. I've got my sad little white gardening hat, my only straw hat. I'm coming up there just on your channel, just to cut up. So this is one side, and we're going to cut the other side. And I'm going to close this because it has the razor blood. Hello, Can't Stop. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I'm going to put this down so you guys can see me cut the other side of the seam. And then look at all this free denim. This is an old dress, but you know why I like it? And why I buy jeans at the secondhand store? Because most women, in order to get the jeans to fit, most jeans nowadays are not fitted jeans, so to get them to fit and to be huggy, they have elastic in them. Well, I like elastic in my jeans and my pants and my leggings that I wear, but I don't want it in my apron. I don't want it in other stuff. So now I'm using secondhand. You ordered Singer Bobbins. Actually, Tracy and Rachel, you can buy Singer Bobbins at Wally World and Joann's and whatever, and they're universal. They'll fit. They'll fit. Now, the brother bobbins, just so that you know, Rachel, the brother bobbins are interchangeable with the baby lock bobbins. I didn't know that at first. I used to buy bobbins, all those different machines I had. I had a case of bobbins for every little one. The only ones that are radically different, and some of the big bobbins and some of the foreign machines, like the Elna and the Husqvarnas. David loves stretch pants. Good Lord. The featherweight bobbins are different, Lorraine T. They're these, and don't buy those anywhere else, Lorraine T, unless you get them from the featherweight shop or somewhere like that. Don't buy these on Etsy. These are too temperamental, and they're not made right. Okay, so we're just gonna finish cutting. Not only are they cutting up in the audience, we're cutting up here. Okay, so I was having a hard time because I was cutting through all these seams. All right, so now this is going to be the bottom, and it was already ironed, but so the side with the zigzag are actually the sides. And you know why I say that? For those of you who don't know, that's David cutting up. The whole class is punished. You're all going to stay after school. K Sings 55, your comments are not coming through. Do you want to tell us now what you're saying? Hey, Rachel. K Sings 55, did you have a question? Sometimes that happens to me. I'll be in the chat. I'll be putting things in. They don't come in. The reason I mention the sides of the fabric is because I know that this apron was sewn on the grain. What is the grain? Every fabric has an up and down side, and it has a sideways. The grain, I email. Oh, you emailed? I don't know. But we do see you, Casings 55. We'll answer you anything you have. So this means that this is the side. So this means when I cut this, I'm going to cut it along the long way. What are you doing, Mr. Hershey? So I'm going to take my tape measure. Yankee, don't blame me for wanting a good time. And a good time was had by all. Unbiased can read my comment, please, and thank you. Auntie, okay, unbiased. Let me see if I can find your comment. Unbiased, David Corey. Sorry, I'm looking for it, you guys. I can look for it on my phone. Or Rachel, you know that you can always email me. Yankee can stay. You can stay too, David. You just have to sleep on the couch. Everybody's grown. Everybody's grown. What's inside comes out. Uh-oh. I must be getting to the little part. Oh, about beauty being on the inside. So I don't want to take your time going reading notes. Um, or if you want to do like Rachel does and put them in all caps, I will see them. Cheryl Faulkner, you keep an eye on them. You keep an eye on them. Maria, David, you better stop before you get us in trouble. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this, and I know that I want my apron to stop at about here. So I'm going to take the tape measure and measure from here down to my waist. Boy, I must be short. It says 12 inches. So you'll sleep on a couch, show will, closer to my room, closer to the door. Oh, Mr. Hershey. Oh, they don't know, Mr. Hershey. They don't know you will act up your 10 pounds of viciousness. So I'm going to make this part 12 inches long. And I already know it's this wide. So I'm making my own pattern in my head. So I'm going to make this, kick him out, unbiased. Kick him out. I wouldn't put anybody out. I wouldn't put any out. I could look. I know how to handle stuff. I know how to handle stuff. There's equipment around here, you know. There's equipment and tools and lead and iron. Lead farmer ain't the only lead farmer in the world. So I'm going to put, I said I wanted this 12 inches. So I'm just putting a little mark on the side of here. Now I'm going, there are many ways to be rich. GQUAT, you are rich by all means. Thank you. Family teachings, the love you share without needing to be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. That's why I do it. Actually, you guys, I could go back to work. I'm on LinkedIn if anybody wanted to check out my credentials. I'm not doing this for money. When I worked, I did okay. I did more than okay. And now I'm just sharing my blessings. Everybody doesn't still have a mom or an aunt or grandma to either set them straight, or my mother will pop me now. I told you if I tried to take the cake away from her like my daughter did, she'd have popped me. Davis, that's why I joke with her. My mother would be in it, and I don't talk back to my mother. I'm 75 years old. I'll walk away. I've been smacked a few times for reckless eyeballs rolling my eyes, but I don't talk back to my mother. And I've never cursed at her. I've never disrespected her. I don't do that. I don't do that to my mom or a grown girlfriend. Oh my Lord, David. There's a lot of young ladies out there looking for somebody. Just saying. I've had my share of romance, and I'm good. I'm good. So I'm looking at the fabric. You always look at your fabric to see if you see anything in it, anything unusual. So this this is 12 inches. I will get a ruler. I want to show you guys who sew one more ruler that I didn't show you last time. Everything is in here and put away. If you invest in one ruler, Rachel and Tracy, this would be the one universal. Hi, Matthew. Thanks for coming back. This would be the one ruler that I would say to invest in. As you see, it's a very big ruler. It is 8.5 inches by, I think, 24. Yes. And you can cut big hunks of fabric. It's very thick, as you see. The rotary cutter won't slip over the top of it. The thinner rulers, the edge of the blade can go over the top. It can skate over the top. Teresa Bailey says you guys are having too much fun. I'm good for a meal. I have meals cooked. I eat really well, and I drop meals off. So this is the best investment you can make. This and a big cutting board. You can have a small one, but when you want to cut big, that's the ruler you ordered the other day. It's on the way. Good for you, Rachel. I didn't notice on, how do you say, Temu, that they have a lot of ruler sets and they're marked down. But you know, several times I went on Temu, they said, well, order this and you get this. I get to the end, they say, oh, guess what? Spin this. You just won something else. You know what? Ain't nobody got time for all that. Just tell me how much I owe you. Let me get the heck on out of here. I got stuff to do. And you use this one all the time. This is the one that I use all the time. I use it on my dark fabrics because the grid lines show up. I have other smaller rulers for smaller tasks, but the one ruler that I use all the time is this one. I also have a 12-inch by 12-inch ruler. I showed you guys that one. The bigger rulers are expensive, but guess what? You can break them down to the smallest denominations. You can break them down and use them for the smaller ones. You don't need all those smaller ones. If you have one big one, sometimes they're a little bit awkward, but you will use them for everything. So what I'm going to do is take this big ruler that we just talked about and put it down the center. This one, I just want to tell you. Oh, well, let me compare it. Let me compare them. We're going to have a GQUAT celebration. Yes, we are in November, and we're going live in Arizona, live with Auntie Joanne and Uncle Roscoe. And Auntie Joanne doesn't show her face or anything, but Auntie Joanne is beautiful, and her hair, her locks are down to her waist. Her locks, she has the most beautiful locks, the most beautiful, but she won't let me show her, but she's always creeping around with cameras when I'm out there sneaking around on my blind side and whatnot. But what I want to show you is this ruler is an 18-inch ruler. You can buy them. I want to show you the difference in rulers and in safety. You see how thin this ruler is? Look at the difference, but it's 3 inches. So your fingers are always about at least 2 inches away from the rotary cutter. Yeah, Auntie Joanne. And look how thick this ruler is in comparison. You see this? The rotary cutter is not going to slip over the top of this one. This one is the really a safer one. This one is much safer. And by it having the yellow, you can read through it. The black lines on this are sometimes hard to see. These are hard to see. So I'm going to make a line down here with a pen, because what am I doing? I'm making a pattern. I know that my top doesn't have to be longer than this. I'll move this in a minute. Let me see. Am I going the wrong way? It's hard to get the right angle, but I'll move this in just a second because I'm going to cut this out for the top. I will show you guys in just 1 second. One second. So what I did, I'm making a little pattern for the top, but let me just double check something because it may be crooked. No, I like it. Welcome to Create. David is punished to his room. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to take these scissors and I'm going to cut up and I'm going to cut up for the apron top. And I'm going to make sure that this part is cut straight across the top. And I'm doing it with the pinking shears so that it won't ravel. You guys are awful quiet. You must be being good or paying attention. I don't know. Can't tell which is which. Ouch. Ah. Okay. So now we have, and we're going to save all these little pieces. All these little pieces. This is going to be part of the pocket. This will be the neck. And this is how, let me pull this up so that I have more room. Whoa. Almost knocked this over. You're planting your greens in the bushes? Wait a minute. What did I just hit? Cancel whatever that was. So here's the bottom. Actually, this is the extra piece. Look at all this extra fabric we have from the skirt of the dress. Uh-oh, what happened to the top? Oh, of course, it's on the floor. That's what happens when you work in small spots. Tracy will tell you, and Rachel will tell you. You try to keep it close, but things slip and slide. They don't work like you want to. Like these tiny irons are good, but they don't get very hot. Come out, wherever you are. Okay, so this is going to be a joke. I don't see where the top is that I just cut. Hershey, did you take it? Or did David? Not me, Yankee. A good challenge. Okay, here it is. So, the top of the apron is going to come up here. It said that it needed to be about 12 inches. So we will cut 12 inches. And this will be a big roomy apron. You know, a lot of you guys use aprons in the shop. This being denim, you can use it outside in the garden when you're collecting eggs. It's got lots of pockets, lots of room, and a nice denim apron can be used for anything. Anything. Those you guys working on those motorcycles. So what I'm doing now is cutting the top part to the apron. Okay. And I know you can't see what I'm doing, but what I'm going to do now. Hey, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD is chick. Get a rope. What you getting ready to do, David? Make some pecani sauce. So how wide do I want the top of my apron? I want it to be in the middle of my chest. In the middle of my chest, say from here, so that I can move my arm to here. Actually, that's and room for the seams. You have to add room for the seams. So that says 12 inches. Where's this ruler? I'm going to mark, let's see, 6 inches from the middle. And I might make it smaller, But I'm just gonna hand draw a curve in here. When I first learned how to sew in high school, I think the first thing we made was an apron, and we just hand drew. We hand drew the curve for the apron. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit wider, but I have to turn the seams down a quarter of an inch. So here we go. This is basically, I might cut it out a little bit more. And the pocket's going to be a little bigger than this. It's going to go here. Basically, just to give you an idea, I haven't cut it out yet. It's going to be like this. And I will move this so that you can see it in just a second. Then we are going to attach the top. You see how all this fits together? I'm going to say, I have to figure out how to connect more cameras. Did you see all those vegetables? A gingham apron with a little towel on the waist in high school, home economics. So, you guys, I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me take this off of here without dropping my computer. Maybe I can get you closer. Nope, that didn't help, did it? Okay, so I will put it back up on there. That's what I like about this little handmade stand. It's so light, I can lift it up or put it down. But I think I can show you like this. So this is the bottom of, let me see if I can do it this way. This will be the pockets in the bottom of the apron. And I'll layer it on my chest. So this is how it will come up. Oops, I dropped it. I dropped my top. So this is going to come up like this and come around the sides to connect. And then this is going to be cut out more. Why don't I just show it this way? And be the top pocket. And then there's the strap that goes around the neck. Oh, there you are. And the strap that goes around the neck. So I'm going, you'd like an apron. Oh boy, you want everything, David. Well, you know what? You got to get some jeans together. Sorry, David, 60 years ago. So I'm going to go to the hardware store or somewhere by Saturday and get the grommets. The grommets, am I saying that correctly, David? Mr. Correction, sir, Mr. Grammatical? I'm going to get some grommets and put these because I decided I'm not going to be lifting the apron over my head. If I put grommets, I can put them in the top on both sides and not have to lift it over my head. So that being said, I think I will end it for now. Unbiased says Harbor Freight. Does Harbor Freight have grommets? I'll do some research. But let's see. Let's Get It Off Your Chest goes live tonight at 7 o'clock. No. Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner goes live at 7. Get It Off Your Chest goes live at 9. I want to thank each of you for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. And we will finish this on Saturday. We had to get our visit in, our chats in, have some fun. Back in the day, you would want to have lots of pockets in your apron. Now you wear a tool belt with your gardening tools. This one's going to have lots of pockets and big pockets too. And your tool belt. You wear what you want to wear. And your holster too if you want it. See? That part. All right. Hey, Stacy, hands in the dirt. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Mom, if you are there, Ego Amote, I love you guys. This was a lot of fun. And get those old jeans together. Tear up those thrift stores. Start in the men's department where the big pants are. And buy those first. Go on senior day, whatever you have to do to get a lot of them. Unbiased bought some jeans by the pound. You might want to do that.